Alright, this one we can say that it is an M95 31 carbine. And this gun is not in particularly really nice shape, but the reason I kept it is because when they try to use the nomenclature or designation of 30-31, it comes down to who did the conversion. The Austrians call it the M95 30, the Bulgarians or Hungarians or whatever call it the M95 31, and the 31A is the cut-down rifles that was done in Bulgaria. And the reason we come up with the designation is, and this is the only example I have, if you look at this rifle, it's quite worn. The barrel and the receiver do not match. Okay, there's a K. Okay, a K and this other double stamp on the barrel. And that barrel does not match the receiver. And if you look on the top, it has the H. And again, Bucharest on the receiver, not a Steyr-made gun. The H is the symbol that they used on the guns modified by either the Bulgarians or Hungarians. So that's the only one I found with an H. I think I had one years ago when I was a teenager. I think I had a rifle with an H on it years ago when I was a teenager. And now the rear sight is a carbine sight. The battle sight, or the solid piece to the left, has a 3, and then as you see 4 in graduations going up. And I believe this is all in strict or strides, which is about yards, a yard. So again, this is a different sight variant. Okay, it's a little bit different than the last one we looked at and some of the other standard ones we find. And like I said, the H in this one has been around. It hasn't been refinished. Whether or not it was reworked or something, it was re-arsenaled at one time. Because if you notice, when we go down here, and no markings on the buttstock, a lot of use on this. The finish is almost gone, but we'll look at the sling configuration here. Now, this particular carbine has had the rear sling swivel thing patched up and removed. The wrist one is missing. And then the barrel band has both. So they probably converted this, left the lower sling swivel on there, or these can be replaced or changed over, and had that style there, which is different than some of the others. And as you see, we come up to here. And that's another thing. Some of these carbines have the bands on the sight, and some of them just have the sight block, soldered onto the barrel. And here we can take a look where that sling swivel's missing. That didn't, like the other one, they didn't attempt to repair that or plug that hole, so that broke off somewhere, or was broken when the individual got this and just removed it. And this one, like I said, is not in the finest condition. And like I said, some of these have the sights with the band, but most of the carbines just have a base and the blade sight just soldered directly to the barrel. I don't know the difference or significance of that. Maybe some of our experts out there that are watching these videos can clue us in on it. And like I said, it's worn. The serial numbers on the barrel are almost worn off, and they don't match what's on this here. So another interesting piece. I got this, I think, on another gun broker auction years ago when things weren't, well, at the time I wanted these. You could probably buy one of these at a gun show, one of the recent import ones, for less money, and I paid a little more, like another $40, $50, because they were unusual and they were not the recent imports. Okay, and so you could, at the time, you could say I paid too much for them, but now, you know, it's ridiculous what they ask for things. You know, I don't know what they're asking for these little Austrian M95s. I know that the long rifles are really tough to find, and a lot of people are looking for them and ask, but I had my 2 examples that I went through, and that's what I'm keeping. I don't look for any more or anything like that, and I have no idea what a reasonable current value is on any of this. Alright guys, hit the like button, stay tuned, and we'll get up the rest of the collection here before long.